Vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests. Topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili, young, fresh and trending.
You know me more than I know myself. You love me more than I love myself. So I'm begging, begging, begging. I can't take his whispers. I need you to help me. So I'm begging, begging, begging. When I'm falling, you always catch my fall. When I'm calling, you always take my call. So I'm begging, begging, begging. I can't take this Tonya. I need you to save me. So I'm begging, begging, begging. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem. Oh, Ar-Rahman, Ya Rahim.
Do I have a show for you today, or do I have a show for you today? Sanbanani nonke ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. It's finally Friday again. And I always say I love my Friday afternoons because I get to spend it with you. It's gone by exactly a few minutes past the hour of 2:00. And of course, it is the Feel Good Friday. And I am your host, Bibi, Amina, Phili. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Mubarak to you and yours. And as we say, let's say goodbye to the working week and welcome the weekend with open arms. Of course, it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM, of course, in Peter Maritzburg. And if you're listening to us via our audio stream, we say assalamu alaikum to you and we welcome you as well. If you're missing out on all of the good stuff, if you do not have the app by now, you can check us out on Facebook as well as on YouTube and now on Instagram. And if you have missed out on any episodes, of course, you can indeed type it out on Spotify. Feel Good Friday, and you can stay connected, of course. You can follow me on Instagram, join the worldwide family at Bibi Amina Phili _worldwide. Of course, it's Heritage Month, and for the duration of this month, we would be highlighting some beautiful cultures and religions, rather traditions. And of course, you can suggest, but I have some great ones up my sleeves. So of course, you can stay tuned for all that and more. It's a Feel Good Friday. In the Feel Good Friday, we always have and we're always celebrating something. If it's not the 12 years of permanent broadcasting, it's Women's Month. But today, a technician has grown in his skill. Absolutely amazing, wonderful individual. And Zachariah Christopher, happy birthday to you, my brother. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, guide you, and protect you. So, of course, let this be a firm reminder, a year older, a year wiser. And let's hope, inshallah, happy birthday to you, my brother. All right, so, of course, from feel-good stories to inspiration and motivation, we take a chilled route today, and I just want to connect with you. I want to talk to you, and I want to understand what is going in your mind today. How are you coping? Let those questions sink in. Of course, let us know via our WhatsApp numbers. That is 060 904 1056.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Only on your number one radio station.
Radio Al Ansar, indeed. At this about that time where we go for our traffic update.
Feel Good Friday. Traffic updates. Updates that help you plan your day like a boss.
So on the line, we have Officer Ngwana. Officer Ngwana, tell us what's happening on the roads.
Feel Good Friday, N2 northbound after ramp entry. There is a broken down vehicle that's causing delays. You must expect delays in that area. And also N3 eastbound after Oddman Road, we've got an accident there. Two right lanes affected in that area. You must expect also delays. We've got a slow moving traffic N3 eastbound after Shongweni on ramp. There is a little bit of a slow moving traffic. Let us please expect some delays there, and ongoing road works N2, N3, M4, M7. We must be patient with Sanral. They are still busy trying to make sure that we've got that lovely road that we're expecting. So we must give them time, and we appealing to our drivers, let us adhere to the information board that are there temporarily. Please let us be sure that we look at the board, we do what is been written to the board, that will avoid a lot of accident on the road. Other than that, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Warrant Officer Ngwane from Durban Metro Police. Till next week.
Education, health, dignity, empowerment. These wishes all begin with water. Africa Muslims Agency is committed to providing clean water to the thousands who still live without this basic human right. Support us in giving the best of charities. Provide a water well for 16,500 Rand or a borehole for 55,000 Rand in Afghanistan or 65,000 Rand in Africa. Gain Thawabi Jariyah and help communities to reach their full potential. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Discover Village Meats, where craft, convenience, and taste come together. From the finest cuts to delicious ready-to-cook options, we bring quality to your table every day. Visit us for personalized service and the freshest selection. Elevate your meals with Village Meats, your trusted neighborhood butchery, located at Village Market, Westville. Craft, convenience, taste. That's Village Meats.
Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests. Topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Young, fresh and trending.
You know me more than I know myself. You love me more than I love myself. So I'm begging, begging, begging.
So a lot has been happening within social media. And of course, we are going to be going straight to our
Of the day.
So like I said, yes, a lot has been happening in social media. We have been inundated with so much that's been happening. I'm sure you heard yesterday on the social network, Zahir Basa spoke about it. And I feel disgusted to actually talk about it, honestly. But I mean, it is something that's happening within our community, and it needs to, of course, be addressed. But we're not talking about that. We talk about how you can be positive. And of course, today is National Positivity Day. So today we're having a chilled show. And I know before I went for an ad break, I asked you the questions. How are you doing today? How's your mental health? And what are you doing to help you cope with these things? like mental health. And how are you staying positive? How are you remaining positive? Of course, you can let us know via our WhatsApp numbers. That's 060-904-1056. Now, we're going to be talking about the impact of social media on mental health, and we're going to navigate, the online world without even losing yourself. As we see in this day and age, it's really, really hard, and it's very easy to lose yourself within this digital world, especially this facade that is shown to us. Now, I remember when I first joined social media, I think I was around about 14. I think 14, 13, 14, when I first had my very first phone. I felt I was obviously constantly having to compare myself. Even now, I find myself comparing myself to obviously others, things that they have. And of course, it takes a self-esteem toll on not only myself, but everybody else. Everybody does that on social media. I'm not speaking for anybody, but I'm just saying from what we notice is that we always comparing ourselves. Oh, she has that and he has that. Oh, they're going for vacations. Oh my God, it's been a while since I've been for a holiday. I don't have enough money. They have, but we need to really understand that social media is an honest facade and it's not the reality that we should be looking at for. All right, so it took a toll on my self-esteem, I would say, and especially my mental health. And when I was that young, I felt that I wish my parents would have delayed me having a phone more. But when I was 13, because all my friends had it, I wanted it also, you know. So it took a huge toll on my mental health as well. And now, of course, I limit myself with social media. And it's good, and we need to have that focus, especially with our kids, and we shouldn't introduce them to cell phones at a young age. I know sometimes it's so easy. It's very easy to just give your child a little tablet, and then they're out of your way, and you can just do your things peacefully and quietly. But of course, we don't know what that that device is doing to our children. So it's about obviously finding the balance and being kind to yourself. Now, we also talk about coping with cyberbullying. Now, I mean, we've seen it, we've heard it, and we know it, that cyberbullying is everywhere. We have those keyboard warriors, the people that feel so powerful behind slandering somebody behind a computer screen, making them feel bad about their choices, the way they look, the way they are. And I think social media forces us to be a certain way. Many of us will not behave the way we behave at home, like how we do on social media, and vice versa. Sometimes you could even say it's split personalities, that it's very hard to find somebody who's honestly real and authentic and just being them on social media, because social media distorts everything. Now, of course, I've experienced cyberbullying firsthand, and of course, it's not fun. You feel sad. Of course, you feel bad about being there, or doing a certain thing. Maybe sometimes when you don't get the support that you need or want, somebody comments or say something snarky about maybe the way you look, it just builds on self-esteem issues as well. But I've learned to block out the negativity, and I think that's what we need to do. We need to block out the negativity and focus on supportive friendship and family. We should not allow ourselves to be around anyone that isn't loving, that isn't supportive, and that isn't somebody that is obviously supporting you and just pouring goodness in you only. Now, reporting harmful behavior and taking breaks from social media also helps. And now remember, you don't have to face it alone. Sometimes when we're going through something, we feel that, oh, you can't tell anybody. You need to be alone. Keep it to yourself. But it's so much easier to deal with something, especially when you have people that will be able to help you and share it with you. Now, the art of digital detox. Now, how to take a break from social media and recharge your life. Now, it's very good. You need to take a digital detox maybe once a week or even once a month, and just limit yourself with, sometimes we catch ourselves in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night before we sleep, scrolling endlessly as to, what's happening on social media, because we feel like if we don't do that, we missed out on what's happening in that person's life or what's happening on social media in general. But we need to also understand that social media is a good tool for us, especially when it is used positively. But of course, when it's comes in with negativity, it makes it really, really hard for us. So it's vital, and I say it's vital, that you need to take a social media media detox. And it obviously helped me realize how much time you waste, how much time I've wasted just scrolling endlessly. Sometimes I even fall asleep on Instagram. And you ask yourself, and once you wake up and you ask yourself, I just spent hours and hours scrolling and watching what? Doing what? It's really, really unproductive. So sometimes, when your listen to your gut. When your gut tells you put that phone down, just put it down and spend some time with your kids, with your spouse, with your family. We are so focused on connecting with people behind a screen, and we forget about our normal human interactions with individuals right in front of us. Now, a lot of people also face social media anxiety. Now, recognizing signs and finding a healthy way to manage your online presence. Sometimes social media makes you feel like you're stuck in a never ending competition. But of course, you need to learn to recognize the signs of anxiety and take steps, obviously, to manage it and set boundaries. I think some of us lack the sense of setting boundaries, and we are afraid to set boundaries, obviously maybe because you're scared or you're afraid of the way making somebody else feel bad, whatever the case is. But be selfish about you, be selfish about the way you do things, and be selfish about your surroundings. Now, sometimes, like I said, social media makes you feel stuck, and it's like a never-ending competition. And of course, set those boundaries and don't feel afraid. Practice self-compassion and focus on real life achievements. You are more than an online presence. Sometimes, we feel that when people have all of these followers and all of these likes, sometimes when you look on social media and you see videos that go viral, some of them are, pretty silly, and you ask yourself, like, really? These types of things. But where you have, the educational, the rich content, we see like 2 likes or like not even a share. You have to, not beg people, but you have to tell people, hey, go like this, go see this, go watch this. When it's actually rich content that can help you stimulate your brain, hardly people will go for that. But those silly, maybe those cat videos, okay, those are cute, I would admit. But I mean, silly things that that don't make any relevance. We go, we like it, we share it, it blows up, and you wonder, oh, how did this even get so many likes? I think sometimes we just want a good laugh, and sometimes it's just a bit silly. But nevertheless, the power of positivity, and that is our topic for the day. We are going to be talking about the power of positivity, how to use social media to spread kindness and combat negativity. Now, I believe, this is obviously my personal opinion, but I believe that social media can be a powerful tool for good. Now, we need to try and share uplifting content, obviously to support friends and engage in meaningful conversation. Now, of course, we can do that, and we can start by creating a wave of positivity online, and we can inspire each other to be our best selves. Let's not worry about the next person. Let's help uplifting the next person. Of course, you're listening to the Feel Good Friday with myself, Bibi, Amina, Phili. Of course, you can send those comments via our WhatsApp numbers. That's 060-904-1056. And of course, we have an amazing, amazing lineup for the show, because we are talking about the importance of positivity, the importance of being positive, staying positive, and being positive always.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili, only on your #1 radio station.
Are you or a loved one battling the disease of addiction? Is your family, life, relationships, work suffering due to alcoholism and substance abuse? Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center are addiction specialists offering specialized psychotherapy and naltrexone therapy to help overcome addiction. Zensai offers hotel-style facilities to allow your loved ones to regain their dignity and overcome alcoholism and drug abuse in the most comfortable setting possible. Fight addiction. Call Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center, the addiction recovery specialist, on 031-563-0751.
Imagine a place where luxury knows no bounds. This September, Al Ansar presents the Diamond Walk at Saxony Westwood Mall, an affair where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. From September 26th to 29th, journey through a world of refined taste and unmatched elegance. Discover the newest culinary masterpieces, be captivated by the latest fashion, and lose yourself in the allure of the Dawood Entertainment stage. We invite you to indulge in life's most exquisite pleasures. And yes, it's all within your reach. Welcome to the Diamond Walk, where your VIP dreams come true.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
Ladies, are you concerned about your health and well-being? Then the Al Ansar Cancer Support Group's annual Cancer Awareness and Chai Day is for you. Dynamic speakers, health and wellness exhibition, an awesome tea garden, lucky draws, free blood pressure and sugar checks, free entry. Join us on Saturday, 12 October 2024 at the Al Ansar Conference Center, 207 West Road in Overport from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Let's unite to fight cancer's might. For inquiries, contact Rabina Parak on 082 786 8815 or Zora Jadwat on 08 222 03131.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili, only on your number one radio station.
The names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is proudly brought to you by Turkiya, the Modest Boutique, 580 Ridge Road, Demure Couture for the discerning.
I want you to imagine you get a full ride scholarship to the best university in the entire continent. And you look your parents dead in the eye and you say, I'm not going to go because I want to chase my dream playing video games or something like that. Well, how will your parents respond? What frustration and anger would they have? Whenever an amazing offer is presented and that person doesn't bite on the offer, it usually results in a lot of anger and frustration. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us an incredible offer when it comes to our money. He says, "In tuqridullaha qardan hasana." If you loan Allah a beautiful loan, He will multiply it for you and forgive you your sins. Wallahu shakurun halim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is shakur. He will increase you, and He is halim. He's the forbearing. He makes us this offer that He will give us more than what we offer in exchange. But we don't bite and we hesitate so much. It's an important verse for us to remember in Ramadan, and remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so forbearing for us.
The names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is proudly brought to you by Turkiya, the Modest Boutique, 580 Ridge Road, Demure Couture for the discerning.
Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests to topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Young, fresh and trending. This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili, only on your number one radio station.
خلقت الجينات سيرت الكواكب أضأت النجوم فجرت الأنهار فأرحت القلوب.
And of course, it's 32 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And Assalamu alaikum again. And of course, it is the Feel Good Friday. And like we know it and we say it, let's make the end of the week better together. But of course, the day that is celebrated today, really exciting stuff because it's all about positivity. So the day that is celebrated today is Positive Thinking Day. Have you thought positive today? When you woke up this morning, what was the first thing? Did you rush to go to your phone to post something on social media to check, oh, who sent you a message? Who said what? You know, what did they do? Did you send your Juma Mubarak messages to your family? Oh, tell us, what did you do? What was the first thing? That's the question I have for you this afternoon is what was the first thing you did? And don't lie. Let's be honest, right? What is the first thing? I can see Tobega, she ran away. But tell us, what is the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? I'll tell you what I did when I first woke up this morning, but you can tell me, of course, on the numbers 060-904-1056. And yes, the day that is celebrated today is a Positive Thinking Day. Now, positive thinking is on, obviously, September 13 on the National Day calendar, and as a day to promote the power of positive and the impact this simple act can have on your life. Now, of course, we're going to explain why maintaining a positive mind benefits you and those around you. So, what you can do if you have Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, just put a selfie or wherever you are, post a picture and hashtag it positive thinking day. Now, positive thinking is, of course, an emotional and a mental practice that requires an optimistic outlook in life. It's about choosing to focus on the positive things that empower us despite our circumstances. A positive thinker doesn't ignore negative aspects of their life, but is an individual that goes for it. Now, instead, they maintain a hopeful attitude to get them through, obviously, the tough times. Now, developing a positive attitude takes time and practice, especially as you begin to retain your thoughts to reflect a better attitude. Now, of course, there's so many things we need to be, and as you become more self-aware of yourself, your mindset will change. You will develop an attitude of acceptance and gratefulness and focus on the positive or good things in your life. This self-awareness will also teach you to accept the unexpected setbacks, disappointments, or even difficulties. So that's really something exciting. But of course, did you know a pessimist or a negative thinker is someone who has a tendency to focus on negative or see the downside of things? Now, these type of people always anticipate failure. Have you ever come across somebody when you came up with a good idea and they'll tell you, hey, you know what? I don't think it's going to work. Hey, don't do it. Hey, you know what? I don't think you'd be able to. They always put you down before you start the idea. Then when the idea actually takes off, it's like, hey, well done. You did a fantastic job. Hey, well done. But wasn't that the same person that was putting you down? But I think it boils down to believing in yourself. What you believe, what you think of yourself is actually very, very important. Positive affirmations and telling yourself good things is actually really good, because sometimes we don't really believe it. But whatever we tell our bodies become. If you tell yourself, hey, I'm somebody that forgets names, I'm somebody that doesn't really understand, I won't be able to memorize this or memorize, your body literally, you become somebody that can't memorize anything. It's because that's what you tell yourself. So let's start and do this and give yourself a promise and say, listen, from today onwards, I'm going to be positive, I'm going to be awesome, and I am going to speak positively to myself, to my body, to my mind, and say good things only. Now, tips towards positive thinking. Changing the way you think is never easy to do. However, we know that when you practice certain habits, you'll eventually develop a positive outlook on life. Start with self-awareness to recognize patterns that cause negative thinking. Like, for example, scrolling on social media. If you feel or if you know that, hey, this is actually something negative, take in cognizance, acknowledge it, and change it. Now, each time you have a negative thought, think of one positive thing. I think what we can do in order for, allowing ourselves to always have this positive mindset is always to have this shukr mentality, this alhamdulillah mentality, like gratitude, basically saying alhamdulillah for everything and, showing gratitude to humankind. If you show gratitude to humankind, then of course you're thankful to the Almighty. So take time each day to, obviously, maybe if you're somebody who jot things down, or if you like to write things down on a journal, whatever the case is, just write at the end of the day what you are grateful for. Trust me, you lose so many pages and you wouldn't be able to finish it. So you just take time to focus and practice gratitude. Focus on what you have rather than what you don't have, by finding the good things. So it's something really nice, of course, maybe to do with your spouse, maybe a bonding time, before you go to bed. Ask your spouse, what are you grateful today? What have you achieved today? And what made you feel like you really excelled today? And in that way, you guys can learn from each other and perhaps even, bond over that. Now, the most important, as we know, Allah bi dhikrillahi tatma'innal qulub. Verily, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find peace. So, of course, practice, like meditate, make lots of dhikr, lots of du'as is also very, very important, especially, when you are maybe alone with your partner. It's something that you can really, really do. Now, practice mindfulness, whether you use deep breathing techniques or sit in a quiet place and read your Quran. find time to generate and regenerate. And this is actually important. Now, during your mindful practices, practicing positive things, like I said earlier on, affirmations, good things about yourself, about your soul. Just say good things to yourself. I think in this day and age, we beat ourselves too much because of the societal pressures and all that's happening around us. Sometimes we need to just take a deep breath and just go with the flow. But obviously, remember who you are. Now, instead of focusing on the problems, shift your focus to finding solutions. Because, have you ever met somebody that, they're just always complaining? They're always complaining. And then when you try to give them, some solutions, they don't want to hear it, they're not interested. So always be somebody that not only complains but also looks for the solutions to make your problem much easier. Now, visual success and celebrate the small wins. Even if you started a small business and somebody, for the first time bought something from you, celebrate it, appreciate it, and make shukr for it. Sometimes you feel that only the big wins, when you get $1 million. Well, when you get $1 million, you must call me, right? Not only the big wins, the small wins as well, things that, make you happy. Maybe, for example, maybe you've accomplished something for the week, celebrate it, but don't take advantage in a sense that, sometimes when we do something and we think that we need to spoil ourselves, and then we overindulge and then we forget. So goals, it's also very important to remember. If you're listening to us and if you have any questions, of course, you can send us through via our WhatsApp numbers. It's 0609411056. Of course, it is a Feel Good Friday, a chilled Feel Good Friday today. I had a thought yesterday. And I wanted to bring a guest. I said, you know what, this week we're going to do this. And this, so I sit down with my content producer, alhamdulillah, and we go back and forth. And he tells me, listen, I don't think we should have a guest today. Just go and speak about positivity, because I was feeling so down. Let me tell you, I was feeling so down earlier on this week. And I just needed some positive affirmation. Sometimes you need somebody to, to help you and uplift you. Sometimes you need somebody to give you that positive edge and that positive boost. And my content producer was like, hey, you know what? I think this week, let's chill with the guests. Let's do something mad and crazy next week, but just chill today. Ask your listeners, connect with them. Ask them, how are they doing? If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you so much for, allowing us to obviously keep you company. And if you're on Instagram watching us for the very first time, I think it's my very first time, my very first show on Instagram. So, of course, tell us, how are you feeling today? How was your week? And what did you do to get through the week? We know it's so hard, taking the kids back and forth in school, doing the school runs, going to work, getting those projects done and done properly. So it gets a bit hectic sometimes. So, of course, you can send those messages via our WhatsApp numbers. It's 0609041056.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili, only on your #1 radio station.
गम सभी राहतों तस्कीन में ढल जाते हैं, गम सभी राहतों तस्कीन में ढल जाते हैं, जब करम होता है हालात बदल जाते हैं। आका इसमें अहमद का वजीफा है, हर एक गम का इलाज। इसमें अहमद का वजीफा है, हर एक गम का इलाज। लाख खतरे हो इसी नाम से टल जाते हैं, जब लिया नामे नबी मैंने दुआ से पहले, हो गई मुझ पे अता मेरी खता से पहले।
And you can send those messages via our WhatsApp numbers. It's 0609041056. And I think I got a very interesting voice note. And please, the sister needs to obviously introduce herself, but I'm going to play it for you. And the voice note goes something like this.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hajra from Pietermaritzburg. The first thing that I did today was to greet my son and to say to him, Juma Mubarak. And then we read the Quran, and then I shared with him a little bit about our Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Oh, that was absolutely lovely. So, of course, you can tell us also, what did you get up to today? What is the first thing you did? What is the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? I'm seeing Sister Fatima Karim is watching on Facebook. Thank you so much for the support, as well as Sister Samaya as well, messaging me to say, hey, top show, great topic. Jazakallah so much for listening and tuning in as well. But of course, it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. And now, not only are we celebrating Zachariah's birthday, not only did we celebrate our 12 years of permanent broadcasting, not only did we celebrate Women's Month, we are now within Heritage Month. Now, did you know that, Heritage Month has its roots in the United States, where it first celebrated in 1976? Yes, in 1976. And of course, it was created to recognize, of course, the contributions and achievements of all African Americans, and has since evolved to encompass the rich cultural diversity of all communities. Now, today, Heritage Month is celebrated in many countries around the world, each with their own unique twist. Now, in the United States alone, there are over 100 different Heritage Months and days observed throughout the year, from African American History Month to Hispanic Heritage Month, Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and many more. Now, of course, from the rhythm to the flavors of our cuisine, from the vibrant colors and textiles to the resilience of our communities, of course, our heritage is rich, enriched in tapestry that weaves together and obviously threads of our shared humanity experience. And of course, today we visit Spain, Thailand, Sweden, and the homeland, South Africa. Now, Spain celebrates the La Tomatina. Now, the La Tomatina is a festival held in the town Bunol in Spain, where participants, yes, just wait for it, participants throw tomatoes on one another for fun. Now, of course, this festival to them is something fun. To me, of course, it'll be something a little bit weird because, of course, I'm not used to it. But this festival is held on the last Wednesdays of August, and it attracts thousands of tourists from around the world. Now, the next country and the next place that we visit is Thailand, and they celebrate for their Heritage Month the Songkran. I know that I'm butchering these names, but yes, it's the Songkran. The Songkran is a festival that celebrates the Thai New Year and is marked by throwing water at one another. And it's also time for cleaning and renewal, and many people visiting, obviously, their holy places and performing rituals. The next place we visit is Sweden, and they have the Midsummer's Eve. Now, the Midsummer's Eve, or the Midsummer, is a Swedish holiday that's celebrated on the longest day of the year. Now, the Midsummer Eve, also known as Midsummer, is widely celebrated, a wide celebrated holiday in Sweden, and is considered one of the most important festivals of the year. Now, it takes place on a weekend closest to the summer, and typically falling between June 20th to June 26th. Now, the Midsummer Eve traditions, obviously dancing around, picking flowers, and enjoying traditions, obviously the Swedish food, as well as drinks. Now, flowers play a significant role in the midsummer celebration, and girls often wear flower crowns made with wild flowers, especially the birch leaves, and, the 7 different types of flowers. And it's believed that, placing 7 different flowers under your pillow on Midsummer Eve will make you dream of your favorite spouse. So for all of you that are not married, here's a tip. Put flowers under your under your pillow, and who knows, you might dream of your spouse that maybe you probably would want to get. All right, so moving and bringing things home, of course, it's going straight into South Africa. Now, there's so many things that we don't know about South Africa, but I'm going to try my best to read you the 10 surprising facts about South African heritage as well. Now, South African is known as, of course, the Rainbow Nation, and thanks to the mix of cultures across the country, the status of being a cultural melting pot is evident, in fact, that South Africa has a whopping 12 languages. And these are official languages: English, Afrikaans, isiZulu, isiXhosa, isiNdebele, Sesotho, Northern Sesotho, Setswana, Siswati, Tshivenda, Xitsonga, and many recently South Africans sign, and most South Africans speak more than one national language. Now, Tebega, do you speak any of the official languages apart from isiZulu? Just nod. Do you know anything else? All right, she says, gives me a big nod to say yes. She knows. Now, of course, we all know how beautiful South Africa is because its wildlife is out of this world. I know I'm afraid of animals, but I mean, it's lovely to look at all the fantastic animals that South Africa, of course, has to offer. Now, while the country only covers 2% of the Earth's land surface, South Africa boasts 10% of the world's bird, fish, plant species, as well as 7% of its mammal and reptile species, like lions and elephants and giraffes, may not roam the city streets, but nature and animals are never too far away, especially within this beautiful country. South Africa is the home to the cradle of humankind. Some of the earliest evidence of human evolution had been unearthed as fossil sites northwest of Johannesburg. And this is really, really exciting. And I'm going to share some exciting things on the Al-Ansar WhatsApp. So, of course, you can go back and check out on all of those exciting facts as well. You can enjoy so many different kinds of holidays and landscapes in one country. I think sometimes when we are in South Africa, we don't really appreciate the beauty. We don't really appreciate the beauty within South Africa. But then when you step out of the country, you tend to miss it. You tend to miss a lot from the country. Now, also some exciting things as well. That South Africa is the only country in the world with 3 capital cities. Did you know that? What are the capital cities? Sobega, she said she's going to help me. But the 3 different, destinations make up South Africa's capital cities, and this is to represent the South African government being divided into 3 sections. Cape Town is the legislative capital, Pretoria is the administrative capital, and Bloemfontein is the judicial capital. Now, interestingly, parliament meetings take place for 6 months in Cape Town, then 6 months in Pretoria. Also, some exciting things is that it's the only country in the world where 2 Nobel Prize winners lived on the same street. Oh, that's so fun. That is so exciting as well. And I think lastly, the world's first heart transplant was completed in Cape Town, South Africa. So, of course, there's so many things to be absolutely proud of, especially being South African. Now, you can take a leap on one of the world's highest bungee jumps, and the Table Mountain is one of the oldest mountains in the world. So that's something to be proud of. And of course, that is it for our Heritage Month. We are going to be sharing some more exciting heritage talks and ideas of different countries as well. So of course, you can tune in next week as well, where we visit more countries to find out which countries they are. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But we have some more messages coming through here. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina. Jazakallah so much for such a fantastic show. You are just simply awesome. No, I'm not awesome. You're awesome. Some more messages. All right, let's see this. Let's see some more messages coming through. If this mouse can work. I don't know what's happening here. All right, let's go. So message come through here. It says, Okay, inshallah, I shall do that. Apparently my nasheed mixes are happening today. It's crack-a-lacking. I shall give you that name of it, inshallah. Ameen. In fact, no gatekeeping. I mean, why must I do that? If you can just tell me which nasheed it was, because I played a few bangers. I played a few good ones. So of course you can let me know. But for the list that I played you an Umar Isa one, and amazing. It's titled Begin. And then there's also another one that I played by the Rahul brothers. It's, of course, it has a very long, I think, Urdu name, so I don't want to butcher it. Of course, you can. I'll type it off to you, inshallah. And then I played some lovely nasheeds from what's this guy's name? Nadeem Mohammed, as well as I played something by Mo Khan. Now, something about Mo Khan, he is an absolute amazing nasheed artist. I'm going to start introducing all his nasheeds, and trust me, once you start listening to it, you wouldn't want to stop. And I know Sister Salma Kazi does play a few of them on her show, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. And I know that Buddy Government as well plays a few of my favorites, on their shows as well. But of course, you're listening to the Feel Good Friday with myself, Bibi, Amina, Phili. Of course, we are about to say Assalamu Alaikum. And
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Only on your number one radio station. Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili.
it's finally Friday again. Assalamu Alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity from trailblazing guests. Topics you want to hear. Your Friday just got better. Let's make the end of the week better together. Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Young, fresh and trending.
Sunnah a Day. Proudly brought to you by Sunpick. 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick. Cook more with less. Sunnah a Day. Proudly brought to you by Sunpick. 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick. Cook more with less.
Iqra Wafham. Read and understand the Holy Quran. Your program giving you the most powerful manual for life. It's the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the Last Testament. The ayahs are recited, translated and explained for us to understand by various learned scholars of Islam. Comes to you every Sunday at 8 p.m. and Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Iqra Wafham. Read and understand.
This is the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Only on your number one radio station.
गम सभी राहतों तस्कीन में ढल जाते हैं गम सभी राहतों तस्कीन में ढल जाते हैं.
Playing you some beautiful nasheeds as we say goodbye to you. It's been an hour of fun, excitement, as well as edutainment. So somebody said, Amina, please pronounce the name of the Rao brothers nasheed. Please don't kill me. But it's Jab Karam Hota Hai, and that is Rao brothers. Tobeka's laughing at me. Tobeka, I'm trying. It's not my mother tongue. Absolutely. So, of course, that was one from Rao Brothers. And, of course, you can tune in to the Feel Good Friday. Every Friday is between 2 and 3 o'clock. And as you know it, and we say it, let's make the end of the week better together. Thank you so much for joining me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. You are awesome. If you want to win yourself a PS5, sponsored by Game For You, of course, as you can see in the background, you can tune into the Breakfast Rush for all of that good stuff. And who knows, you might go away with a PS5. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want a PS5? I wish I could win a PS5, even though I don't know how to use it. But I mean, just for vibes. But of course, it's been fun. It's been exciting. Thank you so much for allowing me to keep you company for this amazing hours. If you listen, you will learn. Of course, if you do not listen, you will not learn. Thank you so much for your interactions. Thank you so much for allowing me. And inshallah, next week or the week after is going to be Diamond Walk, and we are so excited and we can't wait to meet you there. Kiss your loved ones, say hello to everybody, and always remain positive. For myself and the team, we say Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Tune in to the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili.
It's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum.
From South Africa to the world.
Let's go.
Don't miss out on Friday afternoon vibes like no other. Put it on and leave it on. Join us for inspiration and positivity.